And so then he called out to a lady in the front row and he said, "How much do you make, ma'am?" And he said, "Okay, well, right now, you pay Reality $950,000 every single year for not knowing how to make $1 million." And when I saw that, I realized that the value of the skill of making $1 million is the difference between what I'm making and what I could be making. And people wildly undervalue how much more they could be making once they have a skill. And so if you're the type of person who can actually follow instructions, show up on time, smile, be able to fail and keep going, virtually all education will net you a positive yield. Because let me ask you a question. Would you pay $950,000 to make $1 million and be able to make $1 million every year? Well, that would be an insane deal. You pay it once and you get the skill forever. So every year after that, you make $1 million a year? Well, of course you should. Now, once you make the $1 million a year, are you willing to give 100% of what you make to make $10 million a year? Of course you should. And that's why education is by far the highest return. You can learn how to make $1 million a year for probably close to $200,000 a year. And you're like, well, where do I spend that? You'll spend that on conferences, you'll spend it on seminars, and it'll likely be in $2,000 to $5,000, sometimes $30,000 chunks. But for some reason, you're willing to spend this on some academic who hasn't been in reality for 20 years because they're on tenure and thinks that the world is just going to hand you stuff because that's their reality because they're government funded. Or you can pay money to people who live in real private businesses who do this stuff for a living. And here's the thing. I have never paid for education and not gotten more than what I paid for. Now, I don't want to conflate that with the fact that I've paid for things that I didn't think was worth that money to other people. But I always ask myself, okay, number one, how can I become the best student who's ever gone through this?